God says, you have delayed long enough. You've heard the whispers, felt the pressure in your chest, seen the signs you tried to ignore. But now the heavens have made a final decision. Archangel Michael is being sent straight into your timeline. A storm of spiritual change is forming. Not one built of wind or rain, but of divine correction, powerful revelation, and unshakable truth. You were chosen to carry this, and if you don't open your eyes soon, the window will slam shut forever. The presence of Archangel Michael has already stirred the air around your soul. His sword is not raised in violence, but in awakening, defense, and holy fire. He's seen what's been done behind your back, and heaven is not sitting in silence anymore. You've allowed too many fake smiles to trick you. You've called betrayal normal and pain necessary. But Michael is here to strip away the illusion and lead you into a truth you've been too afraid to hold. Type Amen 333 if you're ready to receive what heaven wants you to know. God says, you are not crazy. You are not imagining the attacks. The pressure building around you has a source. Someone near you is feeding your downfall while smiling in your face. Archangel Michael is standing by your window. He watches as you toss and turn, wrestling with thoughts you can't explain. He's not come for comfort this time, he's come to pull you into divine alignment. Your name was shouted in the halls of heaven. Your file was opened, and angels trembled when they saw how much pain you've survived without telling anyone. That silence ends now, because the next phase cannot begin with you pretending. You've been chosen for a divine reversal. The pain that tried to bury you will be the reason you rise in full power. But first, you must obey this instruction. Stop ignoring the divine alerts that are flooding your spirit. Type Amen 414 if your soul is trembling but you're still willing to rise. The people who walked away were part of the cleansing. The people who stayed silent when you cried were never meant to hold your next chapter. You are about to be separated from every counterfeit connection that has slowed your light. Archangel Michael is stirring something ancient inside you. A warrior spirit that cannot be manipulated or silenced. He is reaching into your memory, reminding you of who you were before the trauma hit. Heaven says, you're too valuable to continue living like this. Stop accepting crumbs when the feast is already prepared. The next days are divine checkpoints, don't waste them on distractions disguised as people. You keep feeling sudden chills, strange awakenings, moments where the room feels off. That's not paranoia. That's heaven trying to shake you awake before a hidden threat explodes into your path. Type Amen 1212 if you feel the urgency pressing down on your chest. God says, you must move in silence now. Archangel Michael has been instructed to guard your next step from human interference. What's coming next will confuse the people around you, but it will make perfect sense in the spirit. You have outgrown your old identity. The version of you that tolerated disrespect is being removed by fire. This is why everything is shaking, because heaven is demolishing your limitations. Someone is speaking against you while pretending to defend you. Michael is circling that person now, and their exposure is near. You will not have to defend yourself, heaven will do it publicly. The dreams you've been having are not random. You've seen keys, doors, staircases, because something hidden is about to be unlocked. You're going to walk into a space your enemies said you'd never reach. Type Amen 777 if you're ready for heaven to expose what's been hiding. You may feel alone right now, but that's intentional. This season requires separation to receive clarity. God is closing every fake friendship, every false comfort, and every distraction. Archangel Michael is not showing up in light this time. He's showing up in fire. To burn every delay, every lie, every demonic voice that whispered you'd never rise again. Your voice is power. That's why they tried to silence it. Your heart is gold, that's why they tried to break it. The attacks didn't come because you were weak. They came because you're the one destined to break the curse. And heaven has finally decided that delay is no longer allowed. Type Amen 999 if you know this message is piercing your soul. God says, you don't need to explain your shift to anyone. Let them gossip while you transform. Let them doubt while you rise. Archangel Michael has circled your name in fire. He is commanding protection over your home, your sleep, your mind, and your destiny. This is a holy reset. The tension you feel is a spiritual contraction. Something is being birthed through you. And just like birth, it comes with pain, pressure, and divine blood. The shift is already here. But it will only manifest for those who obey the inner voice screaming, "Move now." That voice is not fear. That voice is the archangel breaking through your delay. Type Amen 2020 if you know something divine is pushing you. You're not late. You're right on time for your reckoning. But hesitation could cost you more than just time. It could forfeit your divine inheritance. They'll pretend not to see your glow. They'll minimize your success. But Archangel Michael is flipping the script. Those who laughed will bow in silence when your transformation explodes. You are not who they said you are. You are not who your trauma convinced you to be. You are fire. You are sacred. And heaven is backing your next move. God says, this shift will be messy. People will walk away. Things will break. But what remains will be real, and that's all you need. Type Amen 4444 if you're ready to receive divine order after chaos. Archangel Michael is standing at the gate of April's ending and May's beginning. A divine reset is waiting for your surrender. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to stop pretending you're okay with less. The angels are releasing scrolls now, revelations meant for your ears only. Private downloads that will carry strategies for your next breakthrough. Prepare to write them down when they come. You are being guided to pack up your emotional bags. Let go of old arguments, old roles, old pain. The door opening requires you to be light, not burdened. They called you too sensitive, but heaven calls you too anointed to ignore. Archangel Michael is touching your forehead in the spirit. This is a divine marking. No one can erase it. Type Amen 000 if you're ready to accept what your spirit already knows. The shift won't wait for your convenience. It's coming whether you're ready or not. The question is, will you walk into it prepared, or pulled? God says, I've delayed judgment long enough. I've withheld wrath long enough. But those who plotted against your soul will now taste the sword of heaven's justice. This is your spiritual inheritance, freedom, clarity, and divine guidance. But you cannot carry it with hands still clinging to betrayal. You must release, forgive, and obey. The dreams that were buried are returning with power. The gifts that were mocked are rising with fire. You will speak, and things will shift. Type Amen 8:18 if you're ready to rise in divine clarity. Archangel Michael is sharpening his sword. This is not a battle for the faint. But you are not faint. You were born for this assignment. There will be signs in your body, tingles, bursts of energy, moments of stillness. These are angelic signals aligning your nervous system with divine instruction. Don't ignore them anymore. God says, I'm not asking you to do this alone. I've already placed divine help around you. Angels in disguise. Watch carefully. Move with wisdom. This message will not leave your heart until you act on it. Archangel Michael is not just visiting. He's dwelling beside you until the shift is complete. There's no more time to waste. You've been sensing it, something coming closer, something unseen but deeply felt. Archangel Michael is standing at your threshold, and he's not waiting much longer. This is your final nudge before a massive shift. Not just in your outer world, but in your soul, in your destiny, in your atmosphere. You've delayed stepping fully into your divine assignment, but heaven has already started moving. A surprise is coming, swift, sharp, and completely unexpected. It will change the direction of your days and test everything you thought was certain. Archangel Michael is not just sending a message, he's delivering a divine interruption. This warning isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up. You've been called, chosen, and marked. But delay is costing you things you cannot afford to lose anymore. Type Amen 3:33 if you feel heaven pulling you closer. Something is shaking in the spirit realm. It's not random, there's a breakthrough that's trying to reach you, but your surroundings are too loud. Archangel Michael has been dispatched to silence the chaos around you. This is divine intervention. It doesn't always look peaceful, it often begins in disruption, in sudden separation, in doors slamming shut without warning. But trust this, every ending now is heaven's doorway in disguise. Your spirit has been whispering for help. And now, help has arrived. Archangel Michael is ready to stand before your enemies, both seen and unseen. You've gone long enough without clarity. You've cried silently, holding your head high while your heart was collapsing inside. But the angels have seen what you've hidden, and they're moving quickly. Type Amen 474 if you believe something greater is already at your door. The people around you won't understand why you pull back. They won't understand the changes you start making. But it's not for them, it's your divine obedience that will unlock your elevation. Archangel Michael has seen how long you've suffered in silence. He's seen who manipulated you, lied on your name, and drained your strength. This is not just a season of change, it's a season of reckoning. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You are deeply sensitive to divine energy, and that sensitivity is being refined right now into unstoppable discernment. God says, Stop avoiding what you feel deep inside. The instruction is clear. The time is now. Type Amen 555 if you know your spirit has outgrown your old life. You can't keep walking in circles. You can't keep praying for new doors while clinging to old chains. Archangel Michael is swinging a sword through everything that keeps your wings bound. You weren't created to stay small. That's why every time you shrink, you suffer. That's why the blessings feel distant, because your posture doesn't match your promise. You are a lighthouse in the middle of a storm. But you keep dimming your glow for people who prefer the dark. Archangel Michael is about to expose every energy that has been feeding on your light. The warning is not to terrify, it's to prepare. Something is shifting in your favor, but you must obey the nudge or it will pass you by. Type Amen 909 if you're done waiting for permission to be powerful. There's a knock coming to your door, spiritually and literally. An opportunity that will feel too big for you, but that's the point. Heaven is asking you to stretch beyond fear. The enemy knows you're close. That's why the attacks have intensified. That's why the emotions have been unstable and the fatigue has been heavy. But Archangel Michael is stationed beside you now. Your name has been spoken in heaven. And this shift will not be stopped by anyone on earth. You don't need to chase what's next. You just need to be in position. Divine timing is not waiting for your convenience, it's flowing through obedience. Type Amen 848 if your soul feels the fire rising again. This is not the time to second-guess yourself. That voice inside you that won't stay silent, that's not anxiety. That's the divine warning built into your spirit. Archangel Michael is watching over your sleep. He's placing dreams in your mind, visions in your spirit, signals in your body. You are being reprogrammed for elevation. Everything you went through prepared you for this alert. Every betrayal trained your discernment. Every tear gave you the depth to carry what's next. You didn't survive by accident. There's a scroll being unrolled with your name on it. Heaven has plans that will terrify your enemies. Type Amen 666 if you're stepping into bold, divine territory. They laughed at you. They mocked your faith, your sensitivity, your choices. But what they don't know is that you've been held up by angels the entire time. God says, I'm not asking you to be ready. I'm asking you to be willing. The door is opening whether you feel prepared or not. There is a supernatural schedule being activated in your life. Delays are ending. Confusion is clearing. Movement is coming, and it will not be subtle. When the shift strikes, people will say it was sudden. But heaven knows you've been preparing in the shadows, battling storms silently. Type Amen 1010 if you're ready for heaven's justice to be seen. You've been carrying weights that were never yours. Fighting wars that were generational. But now, Archangel Michael is ending the cycle. The ties are being cut. The spells are being broken. The fake support is being exposed. People will fall away. Don't chase them. Don't explain. Their exit is heaven's favor in disguise. The more you try to fix what's been divinely removed, the more chaos you allow back in. Don't patch what heaven is trying to break. Type Amen 3030 if you're ready for the divine cleanup to begin. There's money coming, too. Unexpected favor. Restoration. Things that were stolen from you, emotionally, financially, spiritually, are being returned. Not because you demanded it, but because your time has come. Archangel Michael is leading the wealth of heaven to your doorstep. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. Your story is being rewritten by angels. Your testimony will shake the silence of generations. Your future is not just bright, it's blazing. Type Amen 1313 if you know heaven is not done with you yet. The attacks on your mental peace were strategic. The enemy knew if you ever got clear, nothing could stop you. And now, clarity is flooding your spirit. You are entering a moment where doors will swing open simply because of who's walking with you. You don't need credentials, just alignment. Archangel Michael is walking beside you as a living defense. A supernatural wall is going up around your progress. What blocked you before will now bow. This surprise won't be a setback. It will be a setup. A divine detour that leads straight into your upgrade. Type Amen 727 if you're ready to receive what no one can take. They'll see the glow return to your eyes. The power in your words. The peace in your walk. And they'll wonder how you survived. But you'll know, it was heaven. It was angels. It was divine protection that made no sense to the world but held you anyway. God says, this is the moment I've been preparing you for. Stop looking back. You are not who you were, and you are not returning there. This message is your confirmation. A divine warning that transforms into divine reward, for those bold enough to believe it. God says, the signs were never random. They were placed exactly where you could feel them in your spirit. Archangel Michael has been whispering through the winds, the chills, the delays, and even the sleepless nights. You thought it was coincidence. But heaven doesn't operate in accidents. What you have been ignoring is now demanding your attention. Heaven has been watching your every decision with great care. Even the tears you hide from others were seen. Archangel Michael is not silent anymore, he is sending this warning as a final attempt to get your alignment right. You've been feeling something but brushing it off. That pressure, the unease, the sudden bursts of emotion, they aren't just emotional waves. They are divine triggers. Type Amen 333 if your soul knows this message is finding you on time. This is not just another day. Something heavy is in the atmosphere, and it carries purpose. The shift you've been waiting for is no longer coming, it is beginning. Archangel Michael has seen the delay. He has seen the chains of fear that still hold your progress. He has heard the unspoken doubts you carry like shadows. You were never meant to walk alone. But ignoring the divine signs has slowed your spiritual climb. The time for avoidance has reached its limit. The pressure is not punishment, it is preparation. It's what happens right before heaven stretches you. The discomfort is the signal. Type Amen 474 if you know the shift is arriving whether you're ready or not. The messages were clear. The numbers, the dreams, the conversations that echoed what you were secretly wrestling with. Archangel Michael has been everywhere. And still, you looked away. Not because you didn't care, but because you didn't believe it was really for you. But it is. Your name has been sealed into this new chapter. Your future has already been written in the ink of divine mercy. You just have to catch up to the timing. Stop waiting for another confirmation. This is it. This is the one that changes the rhythm of your life. Type Amen 505 if you're done circling the same fears. What you thought was lost is still recoverable. What you thought was denied was only delayed until your spirit was strong enough to carry it. Archangel Michael is here to push you over the line. That anxiety in your chest isn't just stress. It's your spirit screaming for alignment. You can no longer afford to be numb. You're being called to something higher. Something that won't make sense to others. But heaven has already confirmed it. The signs you missed before are now intensifying. Heaven is making sure you can't ignore them this time. The urgency is divine. Type Amen 919 if you know your life is bigger than what they see. People have tried to dim your flame. They mocked your intuition. They made you feel like you were too much or not enough. But Archangel Michael says, you were chosen precisely because of your difference. Your voice carries frequency. Your heart carries legacy. Heaven is done waiting on your comfort zone. Everything is about to shift. The world will have no choice but to see what God already confirmed. Let them talk. Let them watch. But don't let them stop your walk. Type Amen 707 if you're reclaiming your strength with fire. The ground beneath you is starting to rumble. That's not destruction, that's preparation for breakthrough. God is shaking what can no longer go with you. Stop grieving the expired. Heaven already sent replacements. And they are better than anything you lost. You don't need approval. You don't need a perfect plan. You need obedience. The delay in action is the biggest threat to your destiny. Every moment of hesitation gives doubt more space. Type Amen 844 if you're ready to move even when afraid. The signs are now louder than ever. You'll see them in clocks, in songs, in strangers who speak your very thoughts. Archangel Michael is piercing through the noise. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's your radar. It's why you feel things before they happen. This message is not just a warning. It's a bridge. From survival to purpose. You're not late. You're just in the final hour of your old season.